Hello, I'm out here on a hike today and I threw together just some basic gear in here. Very minimal, but it covers my survival needs out here if I ever did become lost or stranded. Now this kit is a bare minimum, but it can do so much for you. Now I also carry my Wayne Russell signature card in my wallet. This here has come in very handy, and on the way in I actually found a couple worms. I need a container, so I just made this quick birch bark container just so I can hold them till I got to my fishing spot. Now I'm going to try some fishing with the card. Leave a link down below where you can check that out, and then I'll also show this kit. So I've got some cord. It's just this 40-pound test braided fishing line that I keep in my wallet as well. There's 30 feet here, and I'm going to take a hook from the card and also one of the lure trap trigger as well. Right there. That's what that looks like. I'm going to tie that on first. So there's the trap trigger slash lure. Just going to put it through the hole here and just put one overhand knot in it just somewhat to hold it in place. And then I've got the other hole. I'm just going to slide this through. If you notice, I have a loop in the end as well. Just like that. And now for the loop, I'm going to put the loop through this eye of the hook. Get that through there. I'm going to open it up, put the hook through, and pull it down. There, I'm all set. Now all I have to do is put a worm on this, start casting. A lot of times I'll actually make a caster for this, but I'm going to just throw it in like this and hang on to the card. Myself some more line. This is so clear right now I can see the bottom. So that means they can see me as well. So what you got to do here is I've got to get down like this. This here, there's no place for them to hide, so there's nothing right here. I'm going to try right in this spot because they can be in underneath logs and such, because right here the water's so low there's no place for them to hide. There's only small minnows which I can see. I'm going to try over here. Had a bite. Oh ho ho! As you're seeing, I just had a fish. Small little trout. Gotta fix my bait. Normally these small holes like this, I'll try a few casts. If nothing bites, they're either not hungry or they're spooked or whatever. Could be only that one fish in here as well. So in a little stream like this, I just go to the next deep hole. So we had one. I didn't, it was a small fish, so I didn't set the hook real well. That was my downfall, but I wouldn't have kept them anyway. I didn't want to hurt it because I knew I was going to throw it away. Throw it back into the water. I was going to catch and release. So the water is so low, I actually seen fish in here, but they're not biting because they seen me coming and now they're spooked. It's so clear that they just see you and now they just won't bite. So what I would do in this case, I would make a fish trap. But still, I've caught many fish on this same setup. That's why I love being able to carry my signature card or any of the signature card that has the fishing, lures and hooks on them. Great carries. You find yourself some bait, you have a pocket fishing kit on you at all times. That's what I carry mine in my wallet, so it's always there. The original reason why I came out here, and this here is just in a haversack. I wanted to throw together a day hike kit and just something that has a few items that can get me by if I ever was lost or stranded out here. Now these items here, it doesn't really matter the items, but it's what it does for you. Whenever I throw together, which I've thrown together a lot of survival kits, from day hikes to multi-day and so on, but I always go with a certain amount of rules. It has to control your core temperature. So it has to have shelter, and it's got to be able to have the means to make fire. And also water. Being able to purify water to drink. Those are your initial needs for staying alive in most situations. If you are hurt medically and such, that's a totally different ball game. But if you're just lost or stranded and have to spend a chilly night, that may be raining or not, then these few items can help. And like I said, I just threw these in here just so I have something to walk out here, and I wanted to share it with you. So first off is this right here. This is your Sawyer water bottle filter. This has a filter right in line right here. I just dump this into the brook, put this in, and I can immediately drink. No need to boil, which is very good option. I think this one is good for either 100,000 to 1,000,000 gallon. So it's going to last me a lifetime as long as I don't break it. Now, of course, I cannot boil water in it, but I don't need to. So very good option. So that there is my water option covered. Now, as long as I have a stream or someplace I can collect water, I have purified water. Very good carry. You have multiple water filters out there. You got survival tabs and so on. And it can make for a lot easier than boiling because you may not have an option of having a fire. So I've got that in there. And this here is what I've thrown in here. This is the One Tigress poncho. Not Transformer, but I can't remember the name of it right now. Just did a video on it. I was calling it the Transformer, but it's not. But it's a poncho, but it's a shelter in one. So I actually have my rain gear right here, as well as I have a really nice shelter. So I'm going to be testing that and putting out a video if, using this shelter in the rain as well. But this here are leggings, so, rain gear. So I can just throw these leggings on, throw my poncho over top, and I have head to toe coverage with rain gear. Plus I have a shelter. Very compact, lightweight, and just a great carry all around. It does 2 jobs in one. So I have my shelter covered. The rain gear is great for keeping on moving, and the shelter is great if I'm setting up shelter and it does chance to rain overnight and so on. So got water and shelter covered. I just put this knife in here. It's the this one here is the new Mora Companion Spark. So you've got your knife here, but you also have a ferro rod for lighting fire. I've lit quite a few fires with this, so I have a fire option plus a cutting tool. That bag here has cordage and stakes in it for setting up my shelter, so I have cordage as well. And lastly, I have a headlamp. Very important to always carry a headlamp in any kit, or a flashlight. Middle of the night, all of a sudden you wake up, your fire is pretty much out, you ran out of firewood, you misjudged. If you have a light, you can go out and get more firewood. If you only have coals and you walk very far from your camp, you may lose your camp and be wandering around the woods in the wrong direction and never find your camp that night. You know, or ever again. You may walk in the wrong direction. So, very important to have a headlamp. Also, if it's just becoming dark and you're on a path that you know leads out, it's safer to use a headlamp to get out. So, just these very few items. I have a headlamp. I've got a knife plus fire starter, shelter, and I have water covered. So I have my core temperature covered from shelter and fire means, plus I can keep hydrated. Very simple kit, but like I said, it doesn't really matter the gear as long as it's going to work, but it's more on the rules of how to put it together. You want to keep that core temperature. You want to keep yourself regulated at your normal temperature, and you must stay hydrated. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I hope this helps. All the best.